mono para escribirme los apuntes en clase. Gasté todo de la semana con mi cerebro en blanco cuando el mono escribió en papeles pequeños. El fin de la semana el profesor me dijo que clase, quiero me escribes un párrafo usando tus apuntes y este es lo que hizo. Y el nota le dijo, buenos días, mi nombre es Bingo, me gusta escalar en cosas, ¿me puede traer un plátano? ¡Geek! El profesor me dio un F y cuando lo veo a mi madre me dijo, he dicho 1,000,000 veces, nunca pones trusto en un mono.
TJ, I have no idea where you're at in your story because I do not speak Spanish, but we went live.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm happy, happy to share with you guys.
Welcome, everybody, to Sawdust Talk, episode 135. We are joined today with Pat Lab.
Hey.
Which you all may recognize, also a little mini Paul. So that's fun, too. My name is Jessie of Building Jessie, and my co-host is TJ of TJT Workshop. And we're gearing up for Maker Camp. So we decided to have Pat on tonight to chat with him tonight, you know. It's fine. TJ is going to talk to you about sponsors, and we'll go from there.
Cool. First sponsor that we need to shout out is Surfprep Sanding Systems. There's a lot of opportunities in this market to be using abrasives and sanding systems that don't say Surfprep on them. And if you do that, shame on you. You should be using Surfprep abrasives. They are by far superior to everything else in the market, especially if you really like buying things that are made in America and Surfprep comes from you to you straight out of California. Great family, great products. Go Surfprep. The other one that we need to shout out is Layla over at Casey Bombshell Designs finally got our portal up. So if you want to buy a Sawdust Talk t-shirt, you need to go over to Casey Bombshell Designs website and go get yourself some sweet, sweet merch. We're so happy that she's our merch sponsor and taking care of the portal for us. So thank you for that. The other thing that we need to mention is the Makers for St. Jude Fall Challenge. I believe is down to its last 30 days. Is that right, Jessie?
Yep.
Wraps up at the end of October. There is well over $3,000 in prizes for participants from various vendors and suppliers. We are blowing our fundraising goal for 2024 out of the water. The final proceeds from Onefinity's participation, I guess that wrapped up last week. Is that really just last week?
I think it was a couple weeks ago.
I don't know. It raised a little bit over $8,000. Yeah, wow. $8,000 for childhood cancer. Mike over at Woodworker versus Cancer and the Makers for St. Jude project would agree that childhood cancer sucks, and working with St. Jude is the way that we give back to the community by creating auctions or opportunities to sell the cool stuff that we make to do cool stuff for other people. So reach out to Mike over at Makers for St. Jude. And then I guess the final shout out is we do have a Patreon for Sawdust Talk. And if you want to help buy us a cup of coffee every month, we'd greatly appreciate it. So you can find Sawdust Talk on Patreon.
And Pat.
Hello.
We're going to see you in one short week, which seems crazy. Maker Camp is coming so fast. But people might remember you from Maker Camp. They might remember you from a little show on Netflix called Making Fun. Who are you?
Who am I? Yeah, I'm that guy. The guy you saw on Netflix. That's me. I mean, that wasn't a character. I'm like that. I'm just like that. I'm a maker, content creator from Montreal. I like to have fun. That's who I am. I've worked for 20 years in carpentry, and then I decided to start creating content.
How did you get roped into doing Making Fun?
That's a long story, but it started with Paul Jackman when you reached 100,000 subscribers. Is that it? He had the opportunity to rent the YouTube space for a couple of hours, and that's where I met Jimmy Resta for the first time, and Derek and Grass. I met Grass before, but Paul invited me to help him with this with that video, and we made a giant chair. And then a producer from LA saw that content and decided to start a show with us. It took like 2 or 3 years. We actually shot the pilot the first year of Maker Camp, and that wasn't making fun at that time, but yeah, it ended up like that.
Pre-COVID though.
Yep, pre-COVID, and we shot during COVID. That was insane.
It is insane.
Yeah. It was hard for me because I spent 3 months there, and I'm not that far from Jimmy's. Actually, I'm like 4 hours. But because of COVID, I would have had to quarantine 14 days here and there each time I would travel. I would cross the border. So I just decided to stay there for 3 months. But the first 2 weeks were kind of okay. After a month, I started missing my girlfriend. After 2 months, I almost forget her. and then after 3 months, yeah, we started crying and reunite.
Aww. Oh, there's a soft side of Pat. I love this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just soft. Yeah, I'm a big teddy bear. Yeah, that's funny. Let me tell you a story. During the shoot of Making Fun, I didn't know Jimmy much at that time. We used to chat at some events or things like that. I knew the guy from YouTube, but I didn't know the man behind Jimmy DiResta. And for half of the shoot, and I don't know if he knows that, but for half of the shoot, I thought Jimmy hated me. Not really hated me, but I thought he I don't know, he was kind of, I don't know, maybe edgy with me, or I don't know what's the word for that.
I don't know. Short.
Yeah, I mean expeditive, and yeah, and at the end, I said, "Hey Jimmy, I was like the last day of shooting. I should have talked with him before the last day of shooting." but the last day when we shot the final thing, I told him, "Hey Jimmy, I almost quit like the first few weeks because that was hard for me to be in the U.S. without seeing my girlfriend. I didn't speak English that good at that time, or at least I cared lots more about that. I might not speak better today, but I just don't give a shit anymore." And I said, "Yeah, Jimmy, I almost quit because it was too stressful for me, and I thought you hated me." And he started crying. "Oh my God, Pat, why are you thinking of that?" I'm like, "Well, it's not true." He said, "No, man, I love you. Why are you?" That's funny. Just a perception. Probably I was too stressed or something, and we just hugged together. Both of us were starting crying. And then I realized he loved me. Because Jimmy loves everybody, but I thought I was the only one he hated. That was just a misperception. He didn't he didn't make anything to make me feel that way. I just thought it was that. I can't explain that. But now he's a good friend of mine, and I love him, and I hope he loves me too. But I'm still not sure.
You gotta be more what you just said and just not give a shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
So can we talk a little bit about old YouTube personas? Pre-show, we talked a little bit about Le Pecpois, right?
Yeah. Which means a woodpecker in English.
Yeah, that was you and a couple of your friends getting hectic in a wood shop in maybe a garage or something?
That was my grandfather's basement. The first 3 years I was working in my grandfather's basement, and that's why I started that YouTube channel, because I was working there for 20 years maybe. I started working there. I was a teenager, maybe 12 or 13. I worked there for 20 years, and then he decided to close the shop. I went ahead and go work in Montreal, which is 2 hours away from there. So I moved. But then I was working in comedy, like TV and live shows. So I was doing graphic design and video production for that company in Montreal. But I missed working in the shop. So each weekend I would go back and just to turn a pen. So 4 hours trip just to turn a pen. That's kind of a that's kind of a pain. But I decided to shoot the content just to spend more time in the shop, even though I wasn't really in the shop, but I was editing the videos, and I had the feeling that I was more often in the shop, if it makes sense, by editing videos and publishing it and talking about that. And I remember at that point, I thought I was a genius. Like I'm the only one who makes that, like filming the shop process and editing that and publishing. Until David Picciuto, you know him probably.
I've not met
No,
him. No.
no, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-mm.
That's funny. The guy who co-host Making It with Jimmy DeResta and Bob Claggett.
What's his name?
David Picciuto.
David Picciuto.
Yeah. Anyway, that guy used to run a show called well, that wasn't a shout out show, but that was a show where you reviewed a couple of makers. And one day he mentioned me, and I was like, "Oh shit, someone is talking about me." And I go see. I went ahead and go his channel, and I realized that there were a lot of well, a big community behind that concept, like woodworkers, makers, and things like that. I thought I was the only one, maybe in Quebec, but apparently not. I wasn't the only one. I was maybe the I don't know. But then I found some friends. I decided to create more content to have more engagement and to chat more about making stuff and then yeah. Uh,
No, man, it's just like we were talking a little bit earlier. You did a video special or maybe Make Magazine when they started their YouTube presence. Put together a bunch of clips of you turning a pretty decent sized live edge bowl, like
yeah,
from log to bowl, I think is the title of the video.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I had just gotten my little bitty Laguna, but I thought one, playing with chainsaws and being able to take green wood, right? And then turning it into something useful, but then also seeing the horns for the first time in that video. And this is like 5-6 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
Like it was so punk rock for me. And like the soundtrack to the video wasn't, but just it was awesome. It was
Oh,
holy
sorry.
moly.
I dropped you guys.
That's okay.
I'm back. I'm back. Go ahead.
But yeah, like just seeing somebody that wasn't like gray-haired Tom Silva, right? Or like Captain Eddie Castellan was a YouTube wood turner, but I think he's still with us. I saw him post not too long ago, which blew my mind and got me really excited. Or like Reed Gray, those guys they're a fair bit older than us, right?
Yeah.
And so it was cool seeing somebody younger and relatable and was able to sort of make it feel like I wasn't joining an old fogies club, man. So like that was
right. Yeah. No, and I get that. I used to tell people that I have a retirement job, in a sense where I'm working with wood, with old tools sometimes, and I decided that at some point to make it look cool. Like you can put heavy metal on someone that work with wood, or it doesn't need to be, oh, now we're gonna take that nail and we're gonna put it here. And then when you fell asleep, think about me. Just bear with me. And I'm like, no, that doesn't need to be like that. It needs to be more dynamic. And yeah, I realized that many people loves that. Like seeing a goof in the shop that didn't seem to care about the end product, but seemed just to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And that's me. I mean, I'm not a professional. I don't consider myself as a pro now, even though that I've been working with wood for 30 years. I'm just having fun, and yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't do it, right?
What's that?
if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't do it.
Right.
It's kind of like in the medical field. I mean, doctors practice medicine. It's because they never stop practicing, and woodworkers are not different from that. You always can, build on skills and learn more, teach more, get more knowledge from other people. So I think that's what's so great about this community, though, too.
I would prefer doctor's paycheck, though, but.
So you balance a lot of things. I know you have a project that you've been working on in the background that you haven't talked a whole lot about, but you also have a baby girl and a baby dog.
Yep.
Do you balance everything?
I don't know. Now I'm like today, I'm fortunate enough to have a job where it doesn't take a lot of time from me, or at least I can do whatever I want whenever I want. I'm doing social media for my friend's podcast, comedian Mike Ward. So I'm taking care of his social media. That gives me like a little bit of money to be able to create content and make a bit of money with my content too, by collaborating with people. And I'm working from home now. I mean, I'm working here in that office for the content, the social media content, and my garage is just over there, and I'm creating content there. So Stephanie, which is my girlfriend, take care of Rose from like she go to bed later than me. I go to bed early, and I wake up really early to take care of Rose. I feed her, and then when Stephanie wakes up, she grab the baby's bag. I'm going in the shop, shooting 2 or 3 reels, and then I go downstairs to doing my social media shit. And yeah, everything works out perfectly now. I like that beat.
Well,
But the first few months with Rose has been really hard for me. I always knew that I wanted children's, but when we got her, everything changed. That was harder than I thought. I'm still proud and I love her. I mean, to death. But dude, that was hard. The first few months without sleeping, that's crazy. That's unbelievable. Glad Stephanie was there to help me or to pump me, because yeah, I wouldn't have make it. Now I'm proud that I did, but yeah, it was hard.
Does this other behind the scenes, which I want you to talk about, endeavor that you're in right now, doesn't take you away from Rose for too long?
You talk about the show,
Yeah.
the new show, or yeah. No, that was actually that wasn't as bad as making fun. I mean, that was shot 2 hours. Oh no, not even, maybe 1 hour from here, and that was maybe 4 days a week. So I used to get back every weekends with Stephanie and Rose and Mia. No, that wasn't too bad. That was a cool shoot. Actually, making fun was cool, but it was way away from me than this one. Yeah, and this one was not in my language, so I had more latitude.
Yeah. What can you tell us about it?
That's gonna be a renovation competition show where I'm gonna be the judge.
cool.
So yeah, I'm co-hosting with a famous ex-hockey player here. His name is Dave Morissette. Uh, I made a good friend there. Dave is a sweet guy, and we had a lot of fun shooting that. So there's 12 participants at the beginning, and we ended up with just one person that wins 25K. So that's not bad. That's a pretty decent amount to buy new tools. So that's all goofy stuff. I can't talk about the challenges, but each week we have a new challenge in the house. You'll see. I'm gonna share it once it's live. I'm not sure if it's gonna be translated in English, but I'm sure there's gonna be some subtitles somewhere, or I'm gonna make an editing just for you.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you know if the show got picked up by any of the streaming platforms, or is it just BBC Canada? Or
As of now, I don't know what the distribution will be. That's going to air in Quebec on a network called Casa, and then TVA, which is TVA. I'm not sure if it's going to be sold somewhere else. I don't know yet, but I hope so. Would be great.
That would be cool. You know, all us maker people are going to be like watching, even if we have to watch it in subtitles. We'll
Yeah,
like, hi, our friend.
Hey, I just can't wait. I just saw the promo stuff, the promo reel for the show, and I'm pretty excited. It's yeah. I can show you maybe later after the show.
Awesome. So when I see you working on the lathe, right, a lot of the footage that you show is turning large bowls, big swing, big tool kind of stuff. One project that really stood out to me recently was a sink basin that you did. I think it was like a year and some change ago.
Yeah.
How's that holding?
I finished it. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, are you still in contact with the people who received it, and how is it holding up?
It's great. I can share you a picture so you can. I don't know if you do some editing in the podcast and you can put like a picture or something. But yeah, that's a guy from 5 minutes from here who bought that, and he installed it in his basement on a big walnut countertop. That is working perfectly. He says when he first installed it, he had a leak, but that was because the drain of blood was just a crappy thing one I bought from Amazon for $5, but that was just for the video. I told him you need to change that probably, but otherwise the sink is working great. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. And then I think that's one of the earlier epoxy things that I saw with you, or had you done a fair bit of epoxy stuff?
No, that's the latest one. And Jamie Page, which is in the chat right now, can testified it that I haven't been good with epoxy at all. Each time I'm working with resin, it explodes on me. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
It explodes on you?
Friend,
I don't know. Each time I'm turning resin, I don't have a lot of luck with that. Maybe I'm not just careful enough, but it doesn't work. It never works. For me, at least.
That's why you wear the big face shield with the horns.
Yeah. But still, it sucks when the projects fail.
Yeah, that's no fun for anybody. But yeah, JP is trying to convince us to coerce you into getting over to the UK to go see him, right?
Yeah, I'd love to go at Maker Central at some point. But yeah.
It's a long travel.
Yeah, but just to shake Jamie's beard, that's gonna work too.
Yeah. Hey, you get to do that next week. We're going to Maker Camp.
Yep.
Talk about that.
Yeah, Jamie, just come at Maker Camp.
There you go.
I mean, you get to hang out with me too. I'm not saying that's a selling point, but like I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. Have you guys experienced the Angel's Pizza? You know, the little diner close to Jimmy's.
The one that's in the Milk Run?
No, there's the Milk Run, but when you let's say you start the road at the Milk Run and you go to Maker Camp to the Blackthorn, just in between there's a little diner called Angels.
Is it like a bar diner?
Kind of, yeah. There's some booth, but there's a bar. Yeah. They make some great cakes too, but the pizza. Guys, the pizza. Each time I'm going at Maker Camp, I'm eating Angel's Pizza for 4 days straight. Yeah. I don't know, that's a plug for them. Maybe you can ask them to be a sponsor of the next show, but
I actually had pizza at Maker Camp last year, and it was at Jimmy's house.
Oh.
He was popping.
He made that
out of that oven.
Oh yeah, Jimmy's has a pizza oven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you need to try Angels. I'm gonna buy you guys a slice.
Okay.
Sweet.
You won't believe it.
That's good. And in exchange, I'll make you some mediocre hot dogs at our campsite, and we'll call it a
Oh
trade.
man, you don't need to do that. You already provide me some wood and tools, and I appreciate that.
So what's next on the docket for Pat? What kind of adventures that are not Maker Camp? What does the future hold for you?
For the last 2 years and a half, I've been setting up my shop. I kind of put away the long format videos just because I don't have time to do that. Balancing the family, the job, and the shop. Because when we bought that house here, I couldn't fit all my grandparents' tools in here, so I decided just to sell it and make some collaboration because I had no money. So I decided just to play the prostitute with companies, not the prostitute, but just just to create contact with companies. So sometimes I would work for free tools, sometimes for a bit of money, but just to buy tools. So for the last 2 years and a half, I've been doing that, just setting up my shop, and then I'm gonna start working back on videos. Now I'm ready to. I mean, my shop, that's a one-car garage. I can't fit more tools in there. So yeah, I think after Maker Camp, I'm gonna start producing long format videos again, like in the past, because I miss producing those. I love the quickness of the reels and the shorts, but it's not. I mean, it's just goofy stuff for me. It's I hate short content.
Yeah,
Well, I don't hate that, but I'm tired of it. I have the feeling that everything is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and we're getting back to pictures actually. So I don't know why we produce reel. Just share a picture if your reel is going to be 1 second anyway.
Yeah.
I agree.
We had a guest on last week or the week prior who said short format is great for getting an idea or a mood out. But when you actually put together the whole YouTube video, it has staying power, and
Yep.
it's searchable, and it's there.
Yep.
And I think that one resonated with me a bunch because nobody is using the search function in Instagram to the best of my knowledge. And if they do, they probably are searching via the thumbnails and they're not actually inputting text in there.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
So
I still have people commenting on my 10 years old videos. And I'm like, I'm not there anymore, man. But yeah, I can reply if you want. So I need to create more content like that, like how to make that thing or that thing. And that's funny because when I used to make longer videos, in those videos I had like 3 or 4 gags per videos, and now I'm just doing the gags. I'm not doing the projects anymore. I'm doing my project off cam, and then I have an idea, and then I shoot this idea and I put it on Instagram. But I kind of miss the seriousness of the thing, and put some gag in that after that.
Yeah. But you are thinking about making it sort of on the educational side, or trying to make it something that someone could follow?
Yeah, I don't really care about the educational side of the thing. I mean, perfect if you learn something from me, but that's not my point to do. Like, I would prefer to teach in-person classes. I love that thing, but I don't consider myself pro enough to teach something on social.
Sure.
I don't know if it makes sense, but I have the feeling that I would be, I don't know, not really honest. Because most of the time I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm learning it on camera.
Right, but that's adulthood in general.
You are literally going to Maker Camp to teach a class.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to demo there. Like, watch me and learn. but as I said, when I have a public right in front of me, I'm willing to share my knowledge. Like,
yeah,
okay, I'm not sure if it's how you should do that, but that's my way to do it. And if you try it, you may succeed. But in wood turning, I know a couple of things now because it has been 10 years, so I know things. But yeah,
This is called teaching.
I
That's
know.
what you're doing. That's
But I think
literally
I'm
what
afraid.
you're doing.
But I think I'm afraid of the word teaching.
You have imposter syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. In everything, by the way, in everything. Yeah.
Well, you just need to do more demos, right? That's all.
Maybe.
Cool.
But
I will say that I have a 10-year-old, almost 11-year-old daughter who is coming with me to Maker Camp, and she is very, very excited to meet a select few people. You are one of those people, so you better put your teacher hat on because she's going to be asking you questions and wanting to learn something from Pat.
No, I can answer. No problem. Yeah, but when I don't have the answer, I'm gonna tell it straight. Like I don't know.
And we'll bring TJ in.
Yeah, we'll bring TJ in. He'll say too many words to describe how to go about doing it. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna ask if there was a woodworking project that you had all of the time in the world to work on, right? Nothing was going to get in your way. You were going to be free from distraction until it was completed, that you haven't done yet, right? So this would be a new challenge for you. Where do you think you would do?
Probably avoiding that project and make something else. It seems a ton of work the way you say it. But no. But one thing I would love to try is an impossible big bowl. Like when I say big, I say giant, like house-sized bowl. Like with some sort of
awesome.
Yeah, with the I don't know with a tractor maybe that spins it, but like an enormous bowl, a dangerous bowl. I would love to try it. Yeah.
I got
PPEs, please.
Yeah. Maybe the full
I got a buddy who sent me a photo of a burl wall hanging that was turned on a lathe. I think he was up in like Seattle or something, and somebody out there has way too much swing on their lathe, and the thing was like 4.5 feet across, like just massive. And he sends me a photo of this, and he goes, "When are you going to start making these?" And the problem is that when I get that message, I start wondering, when am I going to start making these? So we got to get a burl first.
Jamie is telling us that I need to get a Harvey T60s. It's on the way, Jamie. That's going to come next week after Maker Camp.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you've got.
Is he coming to Maker Camp?
No, I don't think so.
But Pat making videos makes him happy.
Absolutely.
I love it.
But yeah, doing the work-life babies balance, especially with little kids, man, I'm just on the other side of it. My youngest is 3, and I think he's part raccoon. I don't know. But
he eats out of the trash, or
oh yeah, I promise. Eats out of the trash, climbs anything, covered in hair. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to balance everything, man. So I think what you're doing and still keeping your face out there and then finding time to book gigs and all of that, that's just rad, man. Like,
yeah, I realized at one point that I needed to be happy in my life. I've been struggling for almost all my life because of that. I wanted a successful career in, I don't know which field, but in a field, I just wanted to be successful in something, and I didn't make it, or I had the feeling that I didn't make it. And then I spent some time in therapy just to try to learn what I would love to do in life. And I realized that what I would love to do in life is staying home. And thankfully, COVID hit. I know that's been bad for many people, but for me, it was like, oh shit, I can stay home. Really? Okay, then let's try to monetize it now. How can I do that? No, seriously, because now I may not have a ton of money, but I exchange everything for content. We
Mhm.
bought the house, and after we bought it with the cash down, I didn't have any money left from either the Netflix show or so I had like maybe $10 in my bank account. But I have a decent following, and I started approaching companies, but just not tool companies, but everything. Like I have a shed in the background on my property. I needed a shed, and I didn't want to make it, even though I can. I didn't want to spend some time doing that, and so I went ahead and reached out to a company, like a shed company. Hey, I'm doing videos. How about me making a promo for you, and you provide me a shed? He said yes. Oh, cool. Is it going to work for a couch too? Yeah. So I went ahead and got a couch, got everything. A couple of things. My dining table. I have a friend called Ryan Cochran. He's going to be at Maker Camp.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah. He used to work for a company that built tables. And I said, hey, what about if I make you guys a video and maybe I can benefit from wood and from help from you to have me build that table. So we did my dining table. It cost me nothing but time and effort to do that video. That's it. So I'm doing that now that it works. I'm going to do that for everything. Like if I can pay my electricity with that and my food, I would I would do that no problem. I'm not ashamed at all doing that.
you got to
That's it.
get in with like a solar company.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So now I don't need much because I have everything that I need, and I just need a couple of bucks to buy food, and that's what I had with the other job with social media. And since I started to not stress too much about how the income is going to come, I have a feeling that yeah, it's working better now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
The time is now 2:22 Central, so it's 3:22 Eastern, and it's
Yeah.
lunchtime in Washington. It's 12:30
Mm-hmm.
almost. Okay, we got to do one more quick lap through the sponsors, Pat. I want to hang out with you
Yep.
on the internet box all day, but we do need to be respectful of your time. And yes, JP says get a GoFundMe for food. Let's talk about Surfprep sanding systems and abrasives. There is a 5-inch oscillating sander, random oscillating sander from Surfprep, that the moment you lay your hands upon that, put one of their delightful, there you go, buddy. It's genetics. I can't help it. Um, you will know that you are in for the ride of your life. Smooth, no vibration, and the finest polished wood. And you can thank Surfprep. Because sometimes wood gets rough, but Surfprep keeps you nice and smooth. So thank you, Hannah, for letting us make up commercials for you on the spot. We need to also shout out the merch store at Casey Bombshell Designs, and my cell phone's ringing.
Casey Bombshell has Sawdust Talk merchandise live on her website. I can put a link in the description of the video on YouTube. I will also link that on our Instagram platform. So thank you, Layla. You're awesome. And I cannot wait to own multiple shirts that say Sawdust Talk on them.
We also need to mention our Surfprep coupon code, which I consistently forget because I'm making it up as I go, which is code Sawdust Talk.
Sawdust Talk.
That's right.
Just Sawdust Talk.
Just Sawdust Talk. If you want to save 10% at Surfprep, I think, right? It's pretty juicy.
Yes.
We also need to remind everybody to participate in Makers for St. Jude Fall Challenge. You guys make great stuff, and it's time to let your great stuff do great things. So let's participate. Let's help keep raising money, and let's blow this fundraising goal out of the water for the year. And Patreon. Boy, Jessie and I love coffee, and we love going to events, and we're excited to see all of you at Maker Camp because you're all going to be there. And if you sign up for our Patreon to help us have a little bit more money in our pockets, it'll help us buy plane tickets to come hang out with you guys. So That would be pretty special. So check out our Patreon for Sawdust Talk. Pat.
Yep.
We are at the final question. Every week, the last question that I ask our guests is to come up with a motivational thought or a quote or a reason to open your workshop door, go make a mess, pick up a tool, get awesome, make mistakes. What would you like to share with the listeners?
Please be happy. I know it sounds simple, but it took me 45 years to learn how to be happy. And I think the one advice that I can give is you need to stop worrying about happiness. It's going to come. It's going to come if you don't ask the question, I think. Just make what feels good for you. Follow your intuitions. And it sounds kind of cheesy, but it's true. I mean, the day I started not worrying about what will happen today and live the moment, live in the present, because that's all it counts. I'm not going to start crying. I just have something here. But yeah, just be happy. It's so simple. Just do what you love, what you want to do today. And I'm not talking about telling everybody to fuck off or say just be happy. It's simpler than you think.
I love it.
I love it.
That's wonderful. All right, boys and girls. Well, I think we probably need to wrap this one up. Pat, this was amazing. I can't wait to hang out with you and eat pizza in a week. We're going to have a good time and make a bunch of shavings.
Angels. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Pat, for being on the podcast today.
You're welcome, guys.
Today, not tonight.
Are you guys going to have a booth there at Maker Camp? Sorry.
Sawdust Talk will not. No.
Okay. Nope, we're going to be participating and having fun.
Okay,
we're just
great.
going to be there.
Perfect.
So
that's all it counts.
Thanks to our listeners. This has been episode 135 of Sawdust Talk. And TJ, take us out.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week, maybe. It's going to be a commute week, but we'll see you all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.